All right, let's talk about something that's probably been bugging a few of you. Ever typed Microsoft SharePoint AI Agent MCP into a search bar and just stared at the results, feeling even more lost than when you started? Yeah, you are definitely not alone. It's a total mouthful of tech jargon, isn't it? It sounds super important, but what does it actually mean? Well, over the next few minutes, we're going to break it all down, piece by piece.
So, what in the world is this thing? Look, if you're feeling confused, I want you to know something right now. It's not you. It's the terminology, and it's a little messy. But by the end of this, I promise, you're not just going to get it, you'll see exactly why it's such a critical piece of this whole modern AI puzzle. So, let's jump right in and tackle the main reason this is so confusing in the first place.
You know, the entire problem really boils down to one simple three-letter acronym, MCP. For years and years, Microsoft used it to mean one thing, and now they're using it for something completely different and, frankly, a whole lot more futuristic. It's this overlap, this collision between the past and the present that's causing all the headaches.
So, first things first, let's crack this mystery wide open. This is really a tale of two MCPs. One is a ghost from the past, and the other is defining the future of artificial intelligence.
Okay, here they are, side by side. On one hand, you've got the new MCP, the Model Context Protocol. This is a super important cutting-edge standard for AI. Then, on the other hand, you have the old MCP, Microsoft Certified Professional. This was a certification, a credential for people that was actually retired back in 2021. So you see the problem? One's about how AI agents communicate, the other's about a person's resume. That's the mix-up right there. And I mean, when you lay it out like this, the difference is just night and day, right? The old certification, that was all about proving a person knew how to use specific older products. It's history. It's done. But the new protocol, that's a living, breathing technical standard that is absolutely central to how AI agents actually get their work done today. So let's make a deal. From this point forward, when we say MCP, we are only talking about the new kid on the block, the AI protocol. Okay, awesome. Mystery solved. Let's just park the old credential in the past where it belongs and really dig into the MCP that truly matters now, the Model Context Protocol. Because this right here is the secret sauce that's making our AI assistants so incredibly smart. So, what does it actually do? Well, think of it like this. The Model Context Protocol is what gives an AI agent its flexibility, its cleverness. See, normally a developer would have to manually code every single tool an AI might need to use. But with this protocol, the AI agent can discover and use new tools all by itself, on the fly, whenever it needs them. It's like the difference between a kitchen that only has a knife and a fork versus a kitchen where the chef can magically summon any utensil they could possibly need instantly. And the process itself is just beautiful in its simplicity. So first, the AI agent goes out and finds a tool that speaks its language, a tool that follows the MCP standard. Then it basically has a little conversation with the tool. It asks, hey, what can you do? And what kind of info do you need from me? As soon as it understands the tool's skills, boom, it invokes it to get a job done. This little three-step dance, discover, understand, invoke, is happening constantly behind the scenes. And it's what's making our AI assistants so unbelievably powerful.
And this right here, shows you just how big of a deal this is. It's a massive fundamental shift in thinking over at Microsoft. They've even built a public server for Microsoft Learn that uses this exact protocol. Why? So that AI agents can directly ask questions of Microsoft's gigantic library of technical docs. I mean, this quote says it all. We're not just building information systems for people anymore. We're building them for AIs too. They're not just our tools, they're becoming our coworkers.
Okay, so now we get the MCP part of that crazy long title. But what does all this have to do with SharePoint? Well, it's because SharePoint isn't just a dusty digital filing cabinet anymore. It has evolved. It's now an intelligent, active platform where these AI agents actually live and get their work done. And at the very heart of this change are what we call SharePoint agents. Think of them as specialized AI assistants that live right inside your SharePoint sites. You can train them to become experts on specific topics. For example, a company called Amy built one to help their frontline workers instantly find critical safety policies, even in their own native language. And at Microsoft, their own legal team built an agent to handle all the common legal questions they get, which, as you can imagine, saves them a ton of time. And these agents are running on a whole new set of AI superpowers built right into SharePoint. We're talking about SharePoint automatically reading an invoice and pulling out the important numbers for you, or automatically adding the right tags to documents so you don't have to. It's AI-powered search that understands what you mean, not just the keywords you type. And with Copilot, it's a genuine conversational partner you can work with.
Okay, but listen up, because this might be the single most important thing I say in this entire explainer. All of these amazing, mind-blowing AI tools are completely and utterly useless without a good, solid foundation. It's the classic garbage in, garbage out rule. Your fancy AI search is only as smart as your metadata. Your chatbot is only as truthful as the documents it's learning from. Bottom line, your AI is only as good as your data.
So, we've got our two big puzzle pieces, right? We have the Model Context Protocol, MCP, which lets AI agents find and use tools, and we have SharePoint agents, which are the AIs living inside all our company content. So now, let's snap them together and see the whole incredible picture. This is how it all works in concert. Imagine you ask your SharePoint agent a tough question. If it doesn't know the answer from its own SharePoint content, it doesn't just throw up its hands and say, "I don't know." No way. It can reach out to a bigger AI platform for help. And that platform then uses the Model Context Protocol we just talked about to find the perfect external tool for the job. Maybe it's your company's sales database or an HR system, and gets the answer. This is how your simple little SharePoint assistant suddenly becomes a gateway to the entire knowledge of your organization. Look, understanding the technology is one thing. That's cool. But knowing what to actually do with that knowledge, that's what really counts. So let's shift gears now and talk about some clear, actionable things you can do, whether you're running a business or you're a professional trying to stay ahead of the curve. For any business leaders watching, the game plan is pretty straightforward. First, and I really can't say this loudly enough, you have got to audit and clean your SharePoint content first. It is the absolute #1 prerequisite. Don't skip this step. Second, roll this out in phases. Don't go big bang. Start with one team, maybe in sales or HR, learn from that experiment, refine it, and then expand. And finally, you have to invest in training your people. They need to learn how to ask AI good questions, and maybe even more importantly, how to check its work and validate its answers. Okay, now what about for all you tech professionals out there? Remember that old retired MCP certification we talked about? Well, the reason it was retired is actually super important. Microsoft made a huge shift away from certifying skills on a single product, like Windows Server, to certifying people for an entire role, like a Microsoft 365 administrator. And that tells you everything you need to know. Modern tech jobs are about connecting a bunch of different services together, not just being an expert in one little box. So, my advice to all the professionals is to lean into that shift hard. Start aligning your own learning with these modern role-based certifications. You know, the most valuable people in the years ahead are going to be the integrators, the ones who can build a hybrid skill set, blending that classic SharePoint admin knowledge with some new AI development chops. And of course, in this field, learning isn't something you do once. It has to be a constant, ongoing process just to stay in the game. And really, that's what it all boils down to. That's our big takeaway. Being successful in this new world isn't about mastering one product anymore. It's about understanding how all the pieces connect. The data governance, the content platform like SharePoint, and these new AI protocols like MCP that wire it all together into one seamless, intelligent ecosystem. So I'll leave you with a final thought to chew on. We now know that AI agents are becoming our digital coworkers. They're going to be using our company's knowledge base to do their job and make decisions. So the real question you have to ask is your company's knowledge actually ready for the promotion? Is it good enough to be a coworker? Thanks for joining me for this breakdown.